inauguration speech, California Governor Gavin Newsom pledged to be a defender of sanctuary laws. He spoke like a religious prophet while doing so. Watch this.
Together, let us build a house stronger than the coming storms, yet open to the world. A house that provides shelter to all who need it and sanctuary to all who seek it. We will not have one house for the rich and one for the poor, or one for the native-born and one for the rest. We will build one house for one California.
Maybe the fakest person in American politics, but his policies are real. He now Newsom wants to use $20 million of taxpayer funds to create an immigration rapid response team that would aid migrants arriving at California's border. Ethan Behrman lives in California. He hosts a popular radio show there, and he joins us tonight to respond. Ethan, great to see you. So,
thanks, Tucker.
I do think I don't know if you're going to say this, but I'll just say it before you even do. I think there's a huge level of public support for a deeper safety net. Maybe we can afford it, maybe we can't, but the public wants it, and all the polling shows it. Why not respond to American citizens with the following bargain? Yes, we're going to raise taxes on some people. Yes, we're going to give you more of what you want. But we're only going to give it to American citizens because that's our job, is to represent American citizens. If you're not an American citizen, you don't get any free stuff. We're not going to tax the middle class to pay for people who shouldn't be here in the first place. Why not make that the deal?
Well, in this specific instance, Tucker, he actually is protecting but this $20 million that you're talking about, he is helping American citizens, because what's happening is we have a crisis at our border. It's affecting our border communities, and it's because of the failure in Washington, D.C. to ever get around to addressing the issue and implementing functioning work visa programs, stuff that you and I have talked about. This $20 million out of a $140 billion state budget, the fifth biggest economy in the world, is to help with a crisis on the ground of people in need. These are people who are desperate.
Well, that's one way to describe it, but I would describe it a very different way. But let me just broaden the conversation and tell you what you already know, which is there are all kinds of programs in California that shovel taxpayer money into the pockets of non-citizens, some of them here illegally. Why not end all of that? If you're not a U.S. citizen, you can't benefit from taxpayer dollars. The point of the U.S. government is to look after its own citizens of all nationalities, religions, races, whatever, but all American citizens and nobody else. Why not put that on the ballot? Make that a proposition. What do you think that would pass by, like 100% in that range? Why not do that?
Well, a long time ago, when this was a more Republican state, it did pass, and then it was ruled unconstitutional by a federal judge. So we can't do that. And furthermore, these are our members of the community. They work, they pay taxes,
hold on, wait. Just explain to me. I think we both agree that the point of the government, we elect the government, we give a portion of our salaries to the government so they can look out for us, American citizens. That's why citizenship is meaningful. One judge didn't like it. Bring it to the Supreme Court, but make the case for it. What's the case against it? What's the case that you should take my money by force and give it to someone who's not even allowed to be here in the first place? Why is that justifiable?
Well, because we're also taking their money. They're working in our economy. They're contributing to California's gigantic, fifth biggest in the world economy. They're paying taxes. They're contributing to our economy in many different forms.
Well, no, but that's not true.
There are always a handful.
Hold on, wait a second. They're working for Tyson's Chicken, or whatever. They're working for some big employer that wants to pay people less, so they hire people from the third world to exploit them. I get it. I understand why they're doing it. They're not working for me. I'm not benefiting from Tyson's Chicken or Walmart or whatever, any of these big creepy companies that don't like my values. They've got nothing to do with me. I'm an American citizen. Why am I paying for somebody who shouldn't be here, who's violating my laws in my country? I don't get it.
Well, but they are paying. So they pay the sales taxes. They're paying property taxes. They're renting facilities to reside in. They're buying food. They're working, and when they're working, often they're paying the employment taxes. They are contributing.
So I have an obligation to send them money. Well, look. But I thought they came here to work. Why do they need government?
Who are you sending money?
I'm sending money to the state and federal government, which then rechannels it, not to the American middle class. They're not eligible for any of these assistance programs, as you well know. They go to people who shouldn't be here in the first place. We just interviewed an assemblywoman from New York State who said a family making $81,000 combined, which is not much in New York, is not eligible for tuition assistance, but an illegal alien is. So that kind of tells you everything, doesn't it?
I can't speak to New York, but I sure can speak to California. California has very generous programs to help people in the middle class in this state to attend schools. And as a matter of fact, there was just a deal announced with our brand new Governor Newsom, who I think is doing a tremendous job so far, to actually hold tuition steady. They're not going to raise tuition in this state for our in-state students this year.
But wouldn't it be a little more affordable if we just took care of our people, the citizens? And when we've balanced our budget, when we have a surplus and no more debt, then maybe we can hand some out to other countries. But maybe we take care of our people first. Wouldn't that be a good place to start?
Well, we got to go back to 1986. These are our people now. Some of them have resided here since the Reagan amnesty. Absolutely. I had a driver just the other week. I was talking to this guy. His family came right after the Reagan amnesty. He's contributed to our economy. His children are U.S. citizens.
Okay, then his kids qualified. They're as equal as you and me. They're American citizens. Don't discriminate against them. But if you're not a U.S. citizen, why are you taking benefits that we're paying for?
Again, contributing to our economy. They're part of their entire family. The whole structure is part of our community. They're contributing. Now, if we have specific issues with cartels and gangs and stuff like that, you and I actually are probably in agreement.
We have specific issues with poverty and homelessness of our people that we're ignoring so we can help people who shouldn't even be here. That's my opinion.
We are not ignoring that in California. We're actually taking really aggressive stances to address those issues right now.
Well, I hope you'll come back and tell us how you're solving the worst homelessness crisis in the history of this country. Thank you very much. Ethan Behrman, good to see you.
Thanks,
Evidence
Tucker.
continues to pile up.